Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Taurus, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you've got the Magician card, right? And rather than this, so in the monthly, I mentioned you potentially meeting a powerful person or connecting with a powerful person. This could be where it actually starts to move ahead, or you start to see results from that connection already. This could also be for some of you, if you haven't made that connection yet, this could be where that person shows up. But outside of that, I actually feel like for a lot of you, this is where you really start to step into your own element, or you go up a level. This is where you step onto or into a new plateau in some way, shape or form. And it's also where you're starting to see the actual tangible results. Maybe not all of them, maybe not all of it at once, but you're seeing the actual, like whatever seeds you've planted, you're now starting to understand that they are germinating and actually you are reaching that next level of self. I wouldn't be surprised this week as well if you are either invited to give your opinion on something and you realize that people see you or understand you or even receive you as some kind of specialist in that area. All right, so that could be really exciting, I personally feel. For your actions and options, you have the Seven of Wands. So you are going to have to fight for it. It's not just going to fall into your lap. And I'm going to be honest with you, for those of you that are connecting with powerful people, movers and shakers, as I like to call them, or big fish clients even, what this usually suggests is you got to fight for it. And this is likely to be somebody that pushes you. They're going to push you to get the best out of you. It's not about being mean or cruel or just, you know, superior or anything like that. You are going to have to prove your worth. You're going to have to prove your mettle. And this isn't like, oh, you know, you've got to prove your worth to another person. It's about you having to show. It's kind of like, you know, when you get the job, right? So you go for the interview, you have the interview, they call you back in for a second interview, which is always a good sign. All right. For those of you that are interviewing or you're looking for work, etc., if you get a second interview, they already want you. You just need to, right? And it's the same with the interview. If you get that far, they already want you. They're already interested. So you just have to kind of take it over the finish line. This is the same thing, right? They already have shown, and there's already someone, some mover and shaker, some big fish client, maybe even a headhunter of some sort that has shown interest in you. But now you have to show why, right? Like, so it's like you sell yourself at the interview, but then when the job starts, you got to prove your mettle, right? This is where you have to show, this is why you hired me. All right. This week, it's very much that. That's Seven of Wands. Get firm on some boundaries this week, right? This is not a week to be a bit woolly around the edges or all the rest of it. You got Mercury direct on the 18th of January. Mars is already stationed and started its like direct motion now. So it's starting to move forward in its shadow period, right? So either which way, by the time we get to the end of this week, all planets are direct. That means the energy is with all of us for moving forward, right? But for you, this needs to be a strong start, Taurus. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Six of Pentacles. I mean, especially with the Magician card, I wouldn't be surprised. So if in terms of your communications, this week you're going to start to really understand what you bring to the table and what's on offer. Like what is actually, like this is a lot of your conversations this week, they may feel transactional, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just you and whoever it is that you're connected to figuring out, okay, where can we help each other? Where is the crossover point, and where can we, do you know what I mean? Like where's the goods? Where's the good point for both of us? If you're studying or you're in some form of academia, This week, potentially more money, different resources, grants, loans, bursaries are available to you. It could also potentially be a gift or a scholarship of some sort for some of you as well, which could be really nice. If you are employed by somebody else, this week you have favor, all right? Like your boss, your superiors, your supervisor, whoever it is that's in charge, they're taking a shining to you, right? And I have to say, this week you are very much being observed. And that's not in a like, no, now you have to be paranoid way, but just know that there are people watching what you're doing this week, so you better bring your A game. All right, for those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, the money that you need is available to you if you're open to a benefactor, if you're open to investors, if you are, right? All of these things are absolutely possible. If you can, please wait until the 22nd onwards, because at that point, like I said, all planets are direct, but also we're past the new moon in Aquarius. A new moon is not the best time to actually set something in motion. It's great to set the intention, it's great to plant the seed, but it's not the best time to actually make tangible steps in the real world because there's not enough light. All right. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, I mean, with the Seven of Wands, this may be a hard financial conversation that needs to be had, I'm sorry to say, especially around family, maybe drawing boundaries to say, hey, listen, you know, financially this can't happen, or, you know, you're going to have to support yourself, or actually you're going to need to start to pull your weight in the relationship, whatever it might be. There is a conversation around money this week that could be a little bit intense. For love and relations, you've got the Eight of Wands. You've got this with the Seven of Wands, right? So literally the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Wands. So we've got like a sequence of numbers, but even we've got the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Wands. That's a speed up energy. And so what you're seeing here is things like this week will probably be quite a dynamic week. You'll feel that energy, that momentum really starting to build. When it comes to relationships, for a select few of you, if you're partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, you might actually be spending some time apart this week. Potentially, you know, especially if you've got family at a distance. For some of you, you might need to go and play a supportive role for a family member in a different area. For those of you that are single and looking and ready to mingle, I mean, look, it's a great week to start talking to someone, particularly somebody who's of status and stature. It is just kind of over the airways, probably, you know, maybe you exchange numbers and you text a lot and you FaceTime or Zoom or whatever it is. You're not out here in 2023 being catfished, right? I say it all the time. I'm gonna say it again. I have no sympathy. If in 2023, after a pandemic, right, you're still talking to someone 6 months down the line and you ain't ever had a FaceTime or a Zoom with them to verify that that person is real, I got no sympathy for you, right? Everyone is permanently attached to their phones in this day and age. If you're still talking to someone that you ain't ever met in person, at least on FaceTime or whatever, then you know what? You out here being catfished. I got no sympathy for that whatsoever. I'm sorry, but I don't, okay? Just calling it as I see it. That being said, it looks like you're probably connecting with this person in person, but then the conversation continues over the airways because there's distance between you. For a select few of you as well, it could be, I'm half a teacher. Just saying, it's possible. For your money and materials, you've got the Queen of Swords, right? So Queen of Swords is usually an air sign woman, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. You've got the Magician card there, which is Mercury, so that's very likely to be a Gemini woman this week. Could feature for you in terms of helping you make more money. Maybe this person is the one that's giving you the challenge to say, listen, you can do better than what you're doing at the moment, but you're going to have to show up here, here, and here. So you're getting the challenge from the external world. It's not about being mean or cruel or anything like that, but it's giving you the fire or the fight that you need in order to make some moves, basically, which, hey, listen, I'm here for it. For your physical health and vitality, this card is actually your kidneys, etc. but it can also show up as anxiety as well. I've seen this a lot. And because you've got this with the Six of Pentacles and the Magician card, there's two ways that this is likely to show up. One, this could be anxiety about a conversation that you have to have about money that may cause a little bit of, you know, a little bit of an issue. It could also be that you are having a like an anxiety about what you think you're not able to do. All right, so straight away, cut that out. It's not good for you. When it comes to your home and environment, the Queen of Swords, especially because you've got the Seven of Wands. So there is something this week that you're having to fight for. All right, you got to be prepared to be in it. You know, as they say, you got to be in it to win it, but you've got to be prepared to fight, and you have to be prepared to set some boundaries and hold those boundaries firm. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.